you to be on my dick.
Hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there. Toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back. Moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that? Moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that? Enter the mind of a psycho when I got the butcher knife, I feel like Michael. Maybe I'm just homicidal, no more living in denial. I've been on it for a while, fuck 12 with a smile, fuck the judge in the trial, leave the bodies in the pile, we just gon' give you that fire, rolling and closing the dryer, murder my every desire, show that the demons admire, pickety pop the pussy, show that she bad, she buzzing, she do not fuck with no step bro, she wanna juggalo cousin, hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that.
Similar to sci-fi flicks, cause life I live, high rises, surrounding me everywhere, coming on my eyesight shit, I find it fucking hilarious, people jumping from the motherfucking top of the building, to the end of a night-night, bitch, fucking I like it, suicide living, I'm thinking to kill him with a knife I hid, in my wife's eyelid, staring down the motherfucking barrel of a gun again, one of them chambers, one of them coming to save us, I pull it, a bullet with a razor, takes us, on a metaphysical journey up in the cemetery, dead and buried, you wanna meddle with me? You want me to the demon that's fucking leaving us, even including everybody, even the heathen, them gone?
Hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that. Maybe this sucker not feeling me, so I'ma chop him up with the guillotine. I put your head in that little thing, leave it rolling like amphetamine. Better off giving head to me than ever trying to be ahead of me. Show this shit crawl like a centipede, she give me top like a canopy. What in the fuck is you telling me? Fuck 12 like polygamy, mischief in my soul, ho. 17 till infinity, headshot like a Kennedy, taking the head on virginity, spit in the face of my enemies, piss in the face of my enemies. Hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, hashtag body bag, put that pussy all in there, toe tag on them pretty feet, I ain't calling back, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that, moonlight on my butcher knife, what they calling that. Yeah, I spent 17 months in the dark with the wraith. Baby Sheenie got me skipping rocks on the lake. I got pain in my heart and a blunt to my face. I done gave all I got, how much more can I take? And it's been like that for a long time. I've been feeling like that for a long time. Baby girl, we here for a good time, but none of us get a long time. Follow me at your own risk, I'm bad for everyone. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. Bury me in moonlight, do not show me to the sun. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. And everywhere I go, I'm on the same shit. Oh, what an ironic place to exist. I put that razor blade up to my wrist, cause I know when the plug is pulled, nothing exists. I ain't home yet, been shot, been stabbed, and I ain't done yet. I done ran through hell, yelling where the flames at. I'm even know my fucking name yet. And it's been like that for a long time. I've been feeling like that for a long time. Baby girl, we here for a good time, but none of us get the long time. Follow me at your own risk, I'm bad for everyone. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. Bury me in moonlight, do not show me to the sun. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. Follow me at your own risk, I'm bad for everyone. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. Bury me in moonlight, do not show me to the sun. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from.
Oh, are you serious? Oh man. What I love to think about this is a puzzle. And each of every one of us is an integral piece. So it lets us see the big picture. Yeah. And each of every one of us is an integral piece. So it lets us see the big picture. Yeah.
Follow me at your own risk, I'm bad for everyone. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from. Bury me in moonlight, do not show me to the sun. I don't need a roadmap to get back to where I'm from.
We made a tape just shortly ago, and in that tape we said that disciples, those who are trying to prepare themselves for entry into the evolutionary level above human, synonymous with the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. We're going to talk to you about the most urgent thing that is on our mind, and what we suspect is the most urgent thing on the minds of those who will connect with us. Planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us. Planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to survive is to leave with us.
We are gathered here today to mourn the loss of a punk-ass motherfucker who thought he was the shit. Turns out he was the shit, a piece of shit. You see, this young hooligan wasn't afraid to die, so he put his life on the line to gain respect in his neighborhood. Well, the only respect he gets now is from the maggots and worms that are snacking on his dead ass.
Start CPR. I'm still not getting anything.
Bitches are backstabbers, or your friend bank grabbers, reaching out just to get fatter. Thoughts of your soon-to-be wife and your fat ride. It's in the backseat, catching it from the backside. You wish you had some rum, feeling numb, where the noise at? Losing it, where my boys at? Hallucinate, seeing caskets, just on a soon-to-be bastard. Cause you slipped and got blasted. Visualizing your good times, ambulance, 59 minutes later, now you're on the respirator. Get on this shit, you're losing consciousness. Your man flashing, in your fat ride crashing. Unhappy family, and it's costing. Black roses, beer on the concrete. Blunts in your coffin, it's all you get. A lost soul on a trip. Time's up, clock tick, hour to bewitched.
Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time, motherfucker!
And Sabby Lou trying to get Mr. Twister to send me porn, it looks like, or something of the sort. But what up, everybody? What up, High in New York? What up, Sabby? What up, Mr. Twister? What up, Lord of the Onion Rings? Thank you all for joining. Why do I look like a fucking porcelain doll? Hold on a second. I had to adjust this shit every time I stream. Configure video. There we go. Jesus Christ. Now I still look pale and sickly, but I at least look like a human being. Logitech? No, this is a MTG, whatever the fuck that is. Should I get a Logitech? I'm really looking into a new cam. So... Oh, man. So, I look like shit, and I feel like shit. I'm sorry. I caught the flu last Thursday, and it was rough. I caught off work for 2 days. Throwing up. And when I puke, it's like, you know, like most people are just like, ugh. Like, when I puke, I sound like I'm transforming into a fucking werewolf. It's not pretty. It's not fun. It's just a horrible experience for anyone involved. Guaranteed, every time I throw up, people come running to check on me, like wanting to call like an ambulance, because I'm like worse than Steve-O when I puke. Yes, we're starting this stream tonight talking about puke. How do you like that? But might as well set the mood, because Logitech, there's a program I'll look into that. A C920. Yeah, I'll check it out, Sabby, because, yeah, that's annoying to have to adjust that every time I stream. It doesn't really change how pale I look. No amount of lighting or filters could do that. But yeah, I'm coming down from the flu. I was going to stream last night. I felt bad because I think Sabby was planning to raid me, and I ended up coming home from work, laying down on the couch for a minute, and just, before I knew it, I woke up, it was like 3 a.m, is Josh likes to play the sound clip on his streams with messages from Sabby saying, start going live, come on. I was like, oh fuck. But yeah, my body's just been exhausted. Mr. Twister, I should get some bronzer and start wearing a red tie, and I'll start saying like, people stream, but let me tell you, nobody knows streams better than I do, okay? I am the streamer of streamers, and I'm gonna make Twitch great again, people. Believe me. So maybe I should get the bronzer and pull that. Already seems like I'm making a heel turn recently over things that are beyond my control, but I won't get into that on stream. But yeah, we're gonna go back into, God, it's been over a week since I streamed. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. But last time I streamed, we're watching Nexpo's Disturbing Videos from Around the Internet series. And we're going to pick up where we left off with, we're on part 10 now. So we're getting close to being caught up to Nexpo's streams. I think there was some controversy between Twister and Captain Fizzlebeef over who Nexpo is in their Discord yesterday when I announced the stream. I don't think Mr. Twister quite knew who Nexpo was for a minute. Because he's still very actively making videos. They're just like Fizzy said, they're like 3 to 4 hours long now. Like big exposés on like, you know, analog horror and things like that, which I'd love to get into those somewhere down the road too. The last stream I had was really fun. And it's really good that I'm doing this because, you know, I can kind of just kick back and chill and watch the videos with y'all. So I appreciate that. So I'm going to get right into it here. Hopefully this will work. If not, I can adjust. Yes, let's make sure we capture the right window here. Alright. And yes, Sabby, I'm sorry for making you wait and wait. I passed out, like, my body was just ready to rest. Alright. Volume 10, Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. Here we go.
There's a certain beauty that exists in works of media that can both scare and engage you. The many nights that I've spent awake, lights off, blanket on, soaking up content from the darker side of the world that we all live in has blessed me with both memories and scars that will live with me for a lifetime. I love to be scared, and given the fact that you're here tonight, it's safe to assume that you do too.
Yes I do.
I started this series back in 2018 because there were a few creepy oddities that I found back at that point in time. But little did naive me know that if you do a bit of digging, you'll unearth a bit more than you were ever prepared for.
Yeah, that's I did not think I was going to pass out on the couch, Sabby, so I'm really sorry about that. But I am glad that
Tonight,
Keegan the Creep inspired your newest t-shirt.
With some of the most
Not too Sabby.
discoveries that I've come across to date. I mean that. If you're here for a casual viewing experience,
so these are going to be pretty fucked
I
up.
suggest you leave now. It's time to get into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things.
He bought one, nice.
From around the internet.
He'll probably wear that on stream too. Doorbell discovery. Wow, that's a creepy intro screen there. Who's that peeking back in the corner?
The popularity of doorbell cameras has been on the rise since the mid-2010s, being utilized as tools that can monitor your home when you're away. Residents that own them have caught some incredibly bizarre footage. While a disturbing masked figure, a TV man, and a girl stumbling on a
I remember the
porch
TV man
are some of the most notable bits of video out there. They pale in comparison to how unnerving the following footage is. On the night of November 12th, 2019, at 11:11 p.m., a family in Los Angeles heard screaming that sounded like a kidnapping or a murder was taking place. After the initial shock of hearing it, they went out to their porch in hopes of witnessing what was unfolding.
What the fuck? Human trafficking?
Shortly after this incident, the police were called out to location to investigate. They questioned residents and inquired with the surrounding homes on
Just a bird, yeah.
doorbell camera. However, not much came of it, aside from a few eyewitness accounts. Those that were able to catch a glimpse of the chaos claimed that the vehicle in question was an unknown white hatchback. Apparently, while the woman was screaming for help, a man in the driver's seat was apologizing nonstop before the vehicle sped off out of earshot. As of writing, this investigation is ongoing. Surprisingly, updates have been sparse, leaving various onlookers frustrated at the lack of a resolution. The
Who's that,
woman's
Jim
screams were
Halpert?
bone-chilling, and unfortunately, without a conclusive lead so far, we're merely left to keep an ear out, hoping that she made it out of that situation unharmed.
Right? Ghost in the attic. Amy's in the attic. And my brain is kind of static. Oh, thank you for the link, Savvy. Affiliate link. Oh, okay.
On
Nice.
June
I do like
26,
Logitech, so I'll check that
a
out.
Redditor named Bleachpong would make a post that would quickly shoot to the top of the r/paranormal subreddit. It bears the title. After years of hearing weird noises in our house, we captured something eerie on video.
Spooky.
Here, they go forth to explain a bit of backstory about some strange happenings that have played out in their home, while accompanying this entire post with an extremely eerie video. In that backstory, they explain the following. First of all, I've never believed in ghosts, and I don't consider my home to be a creepy place at all.
I don't believe in ghosts either.
The house was only built about 9 years ago, and as far as I know, the land it's on doesn't have a dark history of any kind. However, ever since we moved in, we've experienced some strange things. The weirdest part is most of what we've experienced involves toys. Aside from one time, my brother says he clearly heard our dad calling his name from downstairs, only to find out
Oh no, not another toy
he was the only
video.
one home. One recurring thing we've heard tons of times over the years.
Ghosts don't believe
is
in
the sound of
me. I
someone
don't believe in
digging
me
around
either.
those big
210
plastic
kicks.
type of Lego pieces. When we were kids, we all collected and built Bionicles all the time in our playroom upstairs. The sound of shifting the pieces around to look for a part makes a very loud and distinct noise that everyone
So
in our
did a
house
ghost
became
step on a
familiar
Lego?
with,
Is this
but
what's
it was
going on?
common for us to hear it when we were certain that no one was up there. When we got older, we stored our vast collection of Bionicles and tub of loose parts in a long
No,
closet,
thank you,
and we've
210
continued to
kicks.
hear the noise coming from there every now and then. We've always been confused and weirded out by the sound, but we never bothered to record the noises, just because everyone in our house has heard it firsthand, and a recording of the sound of Legos in the next room didn't seem like it would interest anyone else. We told a friend about this, who thought it was crazy and insisted that we record it next time. Not long after that, both of my brothers were watching TV and heard the sound down the hall. They immediately started recording, and we got pretty decent audio of the noise. I want to reiterate that we've never felt unsafe in our home. We're not bothered by the things we've experienced, but they're a little strange. Let me know what you think.
So if this ghost builds like a Millennium Falcon out of
video attached is
Legos,
about a minute and a half long.
I'll be
It
impressed.
shows the three guys pausing their baseball game because they've just heard something out of the ordinary.
I just hear them whispering.
There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here.
No, I didn't catch shit. Oh, it turned. Another turning toy video. So, Davey, honest opinion of my trap song. Don't hold up, Mr. Twister. As someone who is a fan, well, kind of, sort of fan of that genre of music, I legit thought it was fucking dope. Like, I know you're poking fun at the genre, you know, lyrically, but you make very good points, and you pulled it off, man. Like, it's something that I rock out to pretty regularly. I would throw that in a Ouija Mac playlist, and I bet it would just flow smoothly with all the other songs in it. Probably not the compliment you want to hear, but that is meant to be a compliment. Like, I thought it was fucking dope, man. You did good. You proved me wrong. I didn't think you could pull it off, and you did it. And it's a jam. And I hope I'm not the only one who likes it. But yeah, I did like it. It's fucking dope. So yeah. Hats off to you. Well, I don't have a hat on, but you know what I'm saying. So let's go back, because like, if this is like the big reveal, another fucking toy that like turns, that's a letdown. And I didn't hear any sound going on when they're like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's why these ghost videos have never been very convincing to me. Because, like, that's all you got. But let's go back, shall we?
The video attached is about 1.5 minutes long and shows the three guys pausing their baseball game because they've just heard something out of the ordinary.
First of all, what kind of man pauses a baseball game? Am I right? Am I right? That's not American. No, let's really... Okay, I heard something. Like, it sounds like construction or something outside.
There's literally nothing in here.
So let's look at this horned Lego figure in the back.
There's nothing up here.
Yeah, like, I saw it turn, but it's like that means nothing to me. You know, there's lots of things that could factor into that. Like, come on, next Bill, you're gonna have to do better than that. Now, the Dora doll was funny because, as Nilbog pointed out, it looked like the dramatic
just like
prairie
that
dog.
in the previous
there it
Disturbing
is.
Things episode. People have gone forth to claim that it could either be a battery-powered figure,
Yes.
or that a mouse might have bumped it, but Bleach Pong denied these both, accompanying their explanation with the full photo of how it was built. Furthermore, they claim that if it were a mouse, then, if anything, they'd merely move a few pieces around and not its entire torso. Seeing as the figure is considerably taller than an already tall cereal box, then it would take a substantial amount of force to rotate it, especially given the fact that there isn't exactly a hinge anywhere near its stomach.
If anything, it proves that Transformers are real, not ghosts.
The only explanation I can really entertain
Yeah, or
here
earthquake.
would be a hoax. However, that would take an extremely small and well-hidden person to sit back there, completely invisible by the camera. Also, the subtlety of the shots, which happens in just a mere split second, lends credence to the fact that the video that they caught was what they presumed to be real, without any sort of foul play.
I mean,
Since this incident,
if you believe in ghosts, like I'm not going to judge you. Like, I'm just more of a I have to see it to believe it type person. Like, I've never like had any kind of supernatural experience. I've had one, which I think I talked about to somebody with like my shadow on the ground, like swaying back and forth. Now, Thick Wicked, yeah, aliens are plausible because I've never seen an alien. I've seen UFOs because, you know, they're flying objects that I couldn't identify. It doesn't mean they're alien craft. But I used to live real close to like this military airport, and I saw some weird shit in the sky all the time. But I just always summed it up to like, you know, experimental military aircraft. But extraterrestrial life, I think, is definitely something that's plausible because we don't even know the number of galaxies there are out there. And I think it's just arrogant to think we're the only living things in the entire universe and beyond. So, aliens, I'm with you there. I believe in aliens. But yeah. I just want to say, though, if you're watching this stream and you believe in ghosts and all that stuff, more power to you. Not going to judge you or anything like that. I'm just waiting to be convinced, that's all. Like Sabby mentioned demons. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I don't really believe in hell, so it's hard to believe in demons. You know what I'm saying? But we'll keep going.
Each Pong has vanished. Gone. No updates, which leaves the mystery surrounding this footage stuck in limbo. I truly hope that sometime in the near future, they make a return with pictures, footage, or anything, so we can dig into this mystery a bit deeper. For all we know, it could be something mundane or innocent, but given the aforementioned circumstances, it's hard to discount the possibility that Bleach Pong just might have witnessed a haunting.
Ooh. Demons don't need hell. Demons don't need hell. Oh, now that sounds more believable, Sabby. That I would believe. Like if I died and like something told me like, oh, guess what? You've been in hell this whole time. I'd be like, that makes all the sense in the world. So that's more plausible than the whole fire and brimstone if you don't follow the conditions of a God who loves you unconditionally. Like this being hell makes a lot more sense than that to me. So I'm with you there, Sabby. That I can follow. She's still sleeping. Oh, what's this? BS is what white people made up. Makes sense. That makes sense.
Up next involves a man by the name of Tim Birmingham. For the past few years now, he's
Detroit
been
Lions
his
fan.
life on his self-titled YouTube channel, and if you watch a bit of his content, you'll notice pretty quickly that Tim is an extremely likable guy.
He's got a dope mustache.
He's a big foodie, he loves the Detroit Lions, and ultimately seems to carry a pretty easygoing life.
Hades meaning graves and death.
Unfortunately, in the midst of his...
That's true. My brother is a chaplain in the army. Like, he's studied religion big time. Like, he's very active in his church. He plays bass guitar for, like, the worship group and all that. He baptized my oldest niece on Sunday. And he's even explained hell as being complete separation from God. Like, he's never, like, talked about, like fire and brimstone and eternal torture and damnation and all that. He's said it's like complete separation from God. Which, that's why when Sabby says, when Sabby says hell is here, that makes sense because God ain't done shit for me. So, I'll try to keep my mouth shut in case there are like religious people out there, but I'm just very mentally unwell tonight. So, not really feeling the presence of the Lord. But let's see what's going on with this guy with the awesome mustache.
His uploads. There's one that starkly stands out as one of the most unintentionally unsettling ones on his channel.
I know, I appreciate you, Sabby. Y'all see that? Can I get a whoop whoop up in here? Got the Faygo bottle on the dryer. Maybe this guy is a juggalo. Whoop whoop! Thank you, Thick Wicked.
Still sleeping, we're able to observe one of his daily vlogs. Before I explain the backstory...
Oh, thank you, Baba Booey and Sabby.
Have a look at it.
Whoop whoop! Let me guess, she's dead, right? Looks like David the Gnome.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey, it is me, Timothy. She's still sleeping. And she's still sleeping at about past 12 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone.
I do that every day.
It is a rarity for Penny to do, is sleep in. But yeah, she's sleeping away. Wow, can't believe it. Can't believe it. Amazing, she's sleeping in.
Man, I already know where this is going.
Not used to seeing her sleep in. Usually she's up and being on her computer or doing something, but she must be tired.
Now, did he murder her, or is he just oblivious?
Tim cheerfully explains that his wife is sleeping in abnormally late, and that she's usually up by this point playing on the computer. It's past noon now, and while it's not out of the ordinary for people to sleep past this, little does he know during filming that she isn't sleeping.
Oh, man. That's horrible.
Penny Bice, Tim's significant other, passed away that night in her sleep due to unknown circumstances. In a follow-up video to this one, he explains that she was up the night before, playing on her computer, and went to bed as usual. The two apparently fight over the blanket pretty often, and he recalls her doing that night, all with no real indication that anything was vitally wrong. Also in this, Tim addresses some of the comments that people left, heavily criticizing him for keeping the video up. He claimed that he wanted to leave it be so he could have something to remember her by, and seeing as this was over 2 years ago now, it seems that he held true to his word.
That's really sad, actually. And Baba Booey, I enjoy a good video too,
now,
even if ghosts aren't real.
Vlogs, food reviews, and sports recaps. Occasionally, he'll upload tribute videos about his beloved Penny, and these are usually met with overwhelming support.
I love you, Penny.
She's still sleeping, to me, is insanely jarring. What appears to be a normal, everyday vlog about his loved one sleeping was, in actuality, not at all what it seemed.
I bet he felt like shit too. The house party. Oh yeah, let's party it up, baby. Yeah, that is like way more tragic than like spooky. I guess it is disturbing, but yeah, it is very sad.
We all love a good night out, especially in college. In September of 2019, at the University of Ohio, students were throwing a pretty large Project X-style house party. Everything seemed to be going just fine, until one man decided that he'd raise his glass for a toast in one of the most extreme ways possible.
So is this
Tyler
in
Uller,
Athens? Because
someone
yeah, a
who
lot
the
of fucked up
university
shit
claims
goes
is
on
not
down
a student
there.
there, decided to climb a utility pole, of all things, to perform this stunt.
Oh shit.
As you might expect, this didn't turn out well for him. But even worse, this was all captured by multiple people on Snapchat. The following footage is what they witnessed.
This is not going to be good. Alright, y'all see the warning. Oh shit. Yeah, he got zapped. Which, I mean, it's his own stupidity, but that is sad for his family. And he didn't
As
even
we can
go
see,
there.
After being electrocuted, he goes limp before falling an entire 30 feet to the ground. Very fortunately for him, he survived. But
He
that's not to
survived
say
that shit?
Everyone initially thought he was dead.
Yeah, I thought he died. Holy
On social
fuck.
media, these videos blew up. Because of this, people honed in on Barstool Sports, a Twitter account that's notorious for tweeting out stunts pulled by college students. At the time, though, many, including them, didn't believe the fact that he survived. And so they put out the following message. Please stop messaging us the video of the guy getting electrocuted on Palmer tonight. We're not posting it. In the first response to this, though, we're able to see the gruesome aftermath of what happened. A Twitter user named Zushin tweeted the following. Well, here's the aftermath. He's okay. With this video.
Oh my god, he looks like a baked potato.
Tyler later claimed on Twitter, I broke 3 bones in my left leg and 1 broke through my skin.
Oh.
I have a slight fracture in my right hand and 4 minor breaks in my back. I also got a lot of burns from this and will be out of work for at least 8 weeks or more, so anything helps. God bless. This was accompanied by a GoFundMe to assist with his medical bills, but unfortunately for him, this was met with a negative response. All in all, he seems to be recovering. What many thought was going to be a simple night out at a house party,
What a
in
bro.
reality, quickly turned dour. Tyler Uwer's stunt was
Yeah.
an incredibly dumb move.
I thought for
Every
sure that
partygoer
shit killed
stunned
him,
with the possibility
Baba Booey.
that they'd single-handedly witnessed a fatal freak accident. Luckily, that wasn't the case, but this situation serves as a lesson, hopefully repelling others that would have any shred of a desire to attempt anything remotely similar to this in the future.
I'm sure that did not happen. Station. Oh. Oh, I feel like shit, but I'm happy to be here with y'all.
I've wanted to talk about this from the day I've started this series.
Oh shit. Yeah,
To cap
clearly,
off this
Baba Booey.
episode, I wanted to discuss what I personally believe to be, by far, one of the most disturbing pieces of media that presently exists on the internet.
Oh, is this the fucking
On the night of
Great
February
White
20th,
concert?
2003, a band by the name of Great Whites
Yeah,
was
this is
headlining a
fucked.
show at a West Warwick, Rhode Island venue by the name of the station. The footage you're watching was captured by a journalist named Brian Butler from the town's local news station, WPRI. In attendance to shoot a video about nightclub safety, he began documenting the band's opening song, Desert Moon. Everyone seemed to be having a great time, with nothing seemed to have gone awry. But little did they know that this performance would rapidly devolve into the 10th deadliest nightclub fire in world history.
I remember on the news seeing
So
this
what
shit.
happened? Just seconds into the song, the band's tour manager, Michael Bichelle, set off pyrotechnics that he claimed he was permitted to use by the nightclub's owner. What he, or the audience, didn't see coming was the fact that these would suddenly set fire to the studio foam that surrounded the backside of the stage. Everyone thought it was part of the show.
The journalist knew that wasn't part of the show. Look, he's getting the fuck out of there.
Once people began to realize that the fire wasn't intended, a manic rush to get out took place. In less than 60 seconds, the entire stage was ablaze. While there were 4 exits to the building, the vast majority of attendees stormed the front door that they entered through, resulting in a dog pile that severely slowed everyone's exit. Because of this, everyone began to panic further, leading to a massive jam in the narrow hallway that surrounded that route. Brian, among a few others, ended up making it out safely. However, the remainder of the footage shows that the vast majority of concert goers weren't quite as lucky.
Oh, that sucks.
In the latter half of the video, screams, mass panic, and smoke can be observed coming from the building that, after a matter of minutes, was completely ablaze.
Yeah, I remember when this happened. I saw it on the news. It's fucking terrible. Savvy, I think the fire spread so quickly. He said within, what, 60 seconds the entire stage was ablaze, that it was just probably happened too fast for a fire extinguisher, you know? And who knows if the bar even had them. Apparently this journalist was here to make a video about nightclub safety procedures, and it looks like he was onto something, because holy shit. Yeah, I'm sure the alcohol didn't help either.
That night, 100 people lost their lives, with 230 of them bearing non-fatal injuries. Among those that passed were the band's guitarist, Tyler Longley, and the show's MC, Michael Gonsalves, both of which were believed to have lost valuable escape time due to their attempts at salvaging their equipment.
Wow.
In a first-hand account by Brian Butler, the one that captured the footage, they claimed the following. It was that fast. As soon as the pyrotechnics stopped, the flame had started on the egg crate backing behind the stage, and it just went up the ceiling, and people stood and watched it, and some people backed off. When I turned around, people were already trying to leave, and others were just sitting there going, "Yeah, that's great." And I remember that statement because I was like, this is not great. This is time to leave. At first, there was no panic.
God.
Everyone just kind of turned. Most people still just stood there. In the other rooms, the smoke hadn't gotten to them. The flame wasn't that bad, and they didn't think anything of it. Well, I guess once we all started to turn towards the door, and we got bottlenecked into the front door, people just kept pushing, and eventually everyone popped out of the door, including myself. That's when I turned back. I went around back. There was no one coming out of the back door anymore. I kicked out a side window to try to get people out of there. One guy did crawl out. I went back around the front again, and that's when you saw people stacked on top of each other, trying to get out the front door. And by then, the black smoke was pouring out over their heads. I noticed when the pyro stopped, the flame had kept going on both sides, and then on one side, I noticed it come over the top, and that's when I said, I have to leave. And I turned around, I said, get out, get to the door, get to the door. And people just stood there. There was a table in the way at the door, and I pulled that out just to get it out of the way so people could get out easier. And I never expected it to take off as fast as it did. It was so fast. It had to be 2 minutes tops before the whole place was black smoke. According to reports, there were 462 people in attendance that night, whereas the venue's official capacity was 404. Survivors of the blaze claimed that while there were multiple exits, bouncers were restricting people from escaping via the back door. This restriction was in place up until the moment that the bouncers realized the reality of the situation.
Sounds like this bar didn't give a shit about any kind of safety procedures or fire hazards, Savvy. It's just fucked up shit. And fires are so fast and unpredictable. Like it's a shame. You know, I want to say like 2012, 2013 maybe. You know, I was married at the time, and I was at work, and my wife at the time was like calling my phone, and I texted her, you know, hey, I'm at work, what's going on? And all I got in all caps was, our house is on fire. And I don't even remember how I got home. I got there so fast. The people I worked with like said they probably shouldn't let me drive on my own because they said I was in shock. I just kept like repeating like, that was my wife, my house is on fire. And just like walked out the door and like just like sped the fuck home. And just within that span, because I wasn't that far from home, like half the house was gone. Like the firefighters showed up, you know, in time to salvage like what they could. But yeah, I lost a bunch of shit. Like I had, like nothing too important. Like some stuff. Like I had like a revolver that my grandfather gave me before he died, gone. Almost my entire DVD collection burned up. A lot of my, you know, merch, like my Juggalo merch, ICP merch and stuff, gone. Because I kept a lot of that stuff in the garage, and yeah, it was like fires suck. Is what I'm trying to say. They're no good. And yeah, I'm sorry to get you scared to go to sleep, Savvy. But like fires like this really are the things of nightmares. But I really hope you don't end up dying in a house fire tonight or anytime. But yeah, let's keep going.
At which point, they fled. According to further reports, the station's owners, Michael and Jeffrey Derderian, both didn't have workers' comp insurance for their employees.
Of course
nor
not.
did they have any sort of fire safety system in place, both becoming vital details in their legal cases. After this all took place, blame shifted through multiple parties. The band claimed that they had permission to use pyrotechnics for their show. The Derderian brothers claimed otherwise. Furthermore, the distributors of the studio foam and JBL, the producer of the venue speakers, were blamed for the flammable material in their products. However, both denied any wrongdoing. In regards to official charges and sentencing, the band's tour manager, in 2006, pleaded guilty to 100 counts of involuntary manslaughter, resulting in 15 years in prison, with 4 to serve and 11 years suspended, topped off with 3 years of probation. In 2007, with good behavior, he'd become eligible for parole as the judge saw him unlikely to reoffend. As of 2008, it was granted. As for Michael Derderian, he received the same punishment, but in 2009 was released from prison due to good behavior. Jeffrey, on the other hand, received a 10-year suspended sentence with 3 years of probation and 500 hours of community service, but avoided all prison time due to a no-contest plea. Within a myriad of in- and out-of-court settlements to victims and their families, as of September of 2008, over $115 million had been paid out in total due to the calamity that occurred on that late February evening.
Yeah, the civilians helping the firefighters and...
The station nightclub fire, in its entirety, is a situation that never should have happened. From the pyrotechnics, to the lack of a fire safety system, to the bouncers forbidding people from exiting, the entire incident is something that will forever go down as one of the worst tragedies in recent history. 100 lives were lost, lives that were in attendance to simply have a good time and enjoy a rock band. Lives that did not deserve, by any stretch, to have their existence brutally taken from them.
I agree, Nexpo. It's very tragic.
Tonight, we've explored some of the most disturbing bits of media that are out there. Like I said, if you do a bit of digging, you'll find that the world can be dark, disturbing, and incredibly depressing. Thanks to all of you for joining me in this 10th installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any other bits of dark media that you'd like to share for a future video, feel free to shoot me an email or submit it to my subreddit over at r/NightmareExpo. With that being said, thanks once again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all. And good night.
Alright, part 11. Maybe.
On June 30th, a user named Enigma's Light
Are some of these like no longer up? Here we go, we got 12.
The internet can be a grim place. Surely you don't need someone like me to tell you that. Videos, live streams, works of art, posts, and pages about disturbing events that have happened in our reality are nothing but a Google search away. Underneath the no commentary long plays and the fast lane truck drag racing videos exists a vast ocean of eerie content that'll surely get you thinking. And just might keep you up at night. Welcome back to Disturbing Things, your one-stop shop for bite-sized, eerie finds that I've recently discovered online. This is episode 12, so if this is your first exposure to this series, be sure to head over to the playlist down below for hours of further content to envelop yourself into. Without further ado, it's time, once again, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
The content is disturbing.
Let's set the mood.
Yes, let's. Yeah, see? The good
On the
old
internet,
swinging 20s.
There exists an album by the name of Everywhere at the End of Time. It was created in 2016 by a musical artist named James Leyland Kirby, also known by his stage name, The Caretaker. While I'm aware that on this show,
Tomorrow's
I
the end of
primarily
time.
cover real-world disturbing
Finally.
events, I wanted to discuss this piece of art since it perfectly encapsulates the disturbing reality of over 44 million people that are alive today. As you might have guessed by now, the album's an artistic expression of the numerous stages of dementia and how it slowly overtakes the mind, sending it spiraling into a wormhole of forgetfulness, twisted by a reality that they stray further and further from recognizing.
You know, this is interesting to me. Anything about the human mind is always very intriguing to me.
The 6-hour album itself starts off ordinary. It's cheery, calm, and invokes a sense of comfort. As the hours pass and it progresses, Leyland subtly morphs not only the overall tone, but each chord progression and tune into something that hardly resembles what you were listening to a mere half-hour earlier. The descriptions from his YouTube video further exemplify the troubles that dementia patients face, too. Stage 1 is described as the first signs of memory loss. It's a stage that's most like a beautiful daydream, the glory of old age and recollection, the last of the great days. Stage 2 encapsulates denial. More efforts made to remember so memories can be more long-form, with a little more deterioration in quality. The overall personal mood is generally lower than the first stage, and at a point before confusion starts setting in. Stage 3 approaches the metaphorical inflection point. It's described as the phase where some of the last coherent memories
I'm pausing this for Sabby since she's getting ads. So when she comes back, I will resume.
exist
And she's
before
back.
confusion fully rolls in and the gray mists form and fade away. Finest moments have been remembered, but the musical flow in places is more confused and tangled. As we progress, some singular memories become more disturbed, isolated,
To
broken,
Fiji.
and distant. These are the last embers of awareness before we enter the post-awareness stages.
I'm gonna have to listen to this in its entirety.
At the 2-hour and 8-minute mark, the album takes a stark tonal shift as it begins to exemplify the post-awareness stages.
Oh, you're
The
cool,
spot where
Mr.
reality
Twister. I
becomes a
understand.
bleak,
There's been a lot
confusing
going
mess,
on in the Twitch world
where
these
little
last
seems to
couple
make
days.
sense. It's described as the point where serenity and the ability to recall singular memories gives way to confusions and horror. It's the beginning of an eventual process where all memories begin to become more fluid through entanglements, repetition, and rupture.
This sounds terrible in my headphones.
Stage 5. More extreme entanglements, repetition, and rupture can give way to calmer moments. The unfamiliar may sound and feel familiar. Time is often spent only in the moment, leading to isolation. In stage 6,
That gave me chills.
one without description.
Anxiety, yes, Abby. Now this sounds like dissociation right here.
I lost my great-grandmother to dementia just a few years ago, so this album really resonated with me. As a child, I remember her being
I'm sorry
full
to
of
hear
life,
that, Sabby.
always willing to go the extra mile to evoke a sense of union and love, whether it was through her cooking, her stories, or even her presence at family gatherings. She was always someone that welcomed us with open arms when we go visit her. She lived alone. My great-grandfather had passed when I was very young, so unfortunately, memories of him are vague. But I do remember him as being hardworking and an honest man. Over the years, I didn't fully understand it, but I slowly began to notice that something was off. One year we had gone to visit her, and she didn't quite remember myself or my siblings. It's a strange feeling when a family member addresses you with a respectful but off-putting, "And you are?" line that I'm sure most relatives of dementia patients are accustomed to. And then I realized what it was. Slowly, through subsequent visits, I began to notice things, like sticky notes, explaining basic tasks like remembering to shut off light switches, to close the front door, to turn off the water, how to flush the toilet. Family photos were labeled, and her once lively personality had slowly faded away. She was trying. She was trying so hard to be her, but this condition simply wouldn't let her. Bottom line, everywhere at the end of time is a disturbingly bleak looking glass into the human mind. While it isn't creepy footage or a disturbing phone call, This single piece of art is one of the most real, artistic expressions of a human condition that I've ever encountered. Life is fragile and beautiful, and few things have stuck with me more than this. If you have a story about a friend or relative that you'd like to share, feel free to leave it in a comment. While they might have forgotten due to circumstances out of their control, they surely won't be.
It's a terrible thing, dementia. Uh-oh. Yeah, these have been like more sad than disturbing lately. What the hell, Nexpo? You got Sabby crying. I'm sorry, Sam. I didn't realize
On the
things would be so
May
bleak.
2011, a devastating EF5 rated tornado ripped through the city of Joplin, Missouri. It lasted around 38 minutes.
Okay, that's
and
fair,
reached wind
Sabby.
speeds of more or less 200 miles per hour. The aftermath photos are grim. And so too are the videos.
Yeah, tornadoes suck.
For the past couple of years now, I've gotten a few recommendations about covering this upload. And to be honest, I never actually sat down and watched the entire thing all the way through.
And we're just visiting all your
Life
greatest
and
fears
such
tonight,
just
Sabby.
got in the way.
Sorry.
But I digress.
That's what the
video
Midnight
is titled
Macabre's all about, I
First-Person
guess.
Video of Joplin, Missouri tornado, created by a user named IzelSG and uploaded on the very same day that this tragedy occurred. Their description claims that they took this footage inside of a Fast Trip gas station on East 20th Street.
A new Twister movie, yeah.
Initially, they hid in the back
Starring
of the store
Mr. Twister.
before taking refuge inside of the storage fridge. While there aren't many visuals within their recording, the audio conveys everything you need to know about being caught in a storm of this magnitude.
Oh god, this is really gonna be
Have a
nightmare
listen.
fuel.
At least probably 10 or 12.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, Seppi.
There's probably 18 or 19.
Your chin is getting real.
I haven't.
Yeah, they said there was one. They said there was one on the ground at 7th and range line.
Yeah, but this is the one coming this way on 20th. That's why when's that?
Yeah. No, they haven't yet. The sirens aren't going.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Yeah, they
Dude.
did. That's as we were coming.
Did their power go out, I'm assuming?
Someone in. We need it.
When stuff's breaking in the back.
Yeah, I know.
We go in the cooler.
I think we're gonna do it. I'm trying to put less weight on him though. Who's right here?
It's a first-person account of a tornado, Baba Booey.
Thankfully, everyone in that store was okay that day. The same, unfortunately, couldn't be said about the others that came face to face with it. In total, the storm took 158 lives and left over 1,100 people injured. Considering the fact that the tornado sirens fired off just 20 minutes before this happened, it's safe to assume that time to escape was minuscule. The incident in Joplin is haunting, and to date, it's cemented into history as the 4th deadliest tornado on record. Hopefully, 10 years later, they've recovered successfully and never, ever have to endure something close to this magnitude ever again.
I know, Savvy. I'm just giving you all the nightmare fuel tonight. I'm sorry. Man. I might have some fucked up dreams myself, if that makes you feel any better. No, there better not be bunny torture. I have not seen any kind of animal torture on Nextpo's thing. Uh-oh.
In 2012, a man had killed himself by the name of Israel Keys. He was a serial killer, an arsonist, a bank robber, one of the worst types of people that exist. The reason for his suicide was because he was caught after a kidnapping and ransom attempt over 18-year-old Samantha Koenig of Anchorage, Alaska. This is his ransom photo proving that she was alive, to which, in exchange, he had demanded $30,000.
Yeah, that's not so bad, right? Suicide. It's better than bunny torture, right?
In this photo, Samantha Koenig wasn't alive. Let's back up. On the 1st of February 2012, Koenig was working at a local coffee booth. She can be seen on this CCTV footage where everything seems fine. About 2 minutes into it, however, we can observe someone approach the window, to which she reacts with unease. Afterwards, we can see her hastily shut the lights off before carrying out his demands in the moment. After some back and forth, she opens the register and can be seen taking out cash to give to the man. He then demands that she kneels before he enters through the window. And a few minutes later, he proceeds to escort her out of the trailer. After this moment, she was never seen again.
Holy shit.
As it turned out, her final moments were grim. Later that night, and back at his home, it was reported that he sexually assaulted her, robbed her of everything she had, killed her, and placed her corpse in a shed.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
more bizarrely, the day after, he took off to New Orleans where he went on a 2-week cruise with his family. The entire time, she was left there and was never found.
Oh my God.
2 weeks later, and he comes back from his trip. Her body's still in place, and so Keys dresses her up with makeup and sews her eyes open for a photo with a recent issue of the local newspaper. He did this to invoke the belief that she was still alive, and like we established prior, he had put a $30,000 price tag on her.
What the
While
fuck?
this facade was happening, in reality, he had dumped her body in Matanuska Lake, a few miles north of Anchorage. Israel Keys was later caught. However, it wasn't where you'd expect. As it turned out, he'd taken off towards the mainland US, utilizing Koenig's bank card for cash withdrawals as if nothing happened. Because of this, police were able to follow his trail and eventually tracked him down to a Cotton Patch Cafe in Lufkin, Texas. It was the morning of March 12th when Texas Ranger Stephen Rayburn would perform the arrest, and afterwards, Keys was promptly sent back to Alaska, where he eventually confessed to not only this act, but numerous others.
Holy shit.
By December of that year, though, he would be found dead in his jail cell. He had slit his wrists and tried to strangle himself, leaving behind his own corpse and various notes and drawings made in blood under his cell bed. To this day, police are still frustrated by this, as with his life went countless questions unanswered. Samantha Koenig was just an ordinary person working her job, as we all do. She didn't sign up for this. She didn't provoke anyone, and she sure as hell didn't deserve the fate that she was given.
That's fucking
What she
wild.
thought would be just another night at work had devolved into a surreal night of hell. A night of hell that led to an injustice.
It was fucking... It was
frustratingly,
bad, Sabby. You
there's
probably would have had
nothing anyone
nightmares
can
for
do
sure.
to ever bring her back.
Incident on Highway 125.
On August 28th of 2009, a California Highway Patrol officer named Mark Saylor was
Same
on a
here,
drive
but
in a
that
Lexus
was- that one
sedan
was kinda
with his
disturbing.
wife Cleofe, brother-in-law Chris, and daughter Mahala. They were heading northbound on California State Route 125 towards Mission Gorge Road in Santee. While the circumstances outlined appeared to be ordinary, little did they know that their vehicle would lead to this venture being their last. At around 7 p.m., a phone call was made to 911. It was from Chris, and he could be heard pleading for help since his car had malfunctioned. Have a listen.
Oh. 911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Yeah, we're in a Lexus.
I'm sorry, your cell phone's cutting out.
We're going north 125,
Mm-hmm.
and our accelerator's stuck.
I'm sorry?
Our accelerator's stuck. We're on 125, and we're in break.
Oh shit, it's like the movie Speed.
We are passing, where are we passing? We're going 120, Mission Gorge. We're in trouble. We can't, there's no break.
Okay.
Gorge, and freeway half mile.
Okay, and you don't have the ability to, like, turn the vehicle off or anything?
We're approaching an intersection. We're approaching an intersection.
Okay.
We're approaching intersection. Hold on. Pray.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay. Hello?
Wow.
First tonight, we are hearing from the attorneys for both Bob Baker Lexus and the family of Officer Mark Saylor, who was killed along with his family in a fiery crash 1 year ago in Santee.
Today, Toyota announced it had settled the lawsuit with the Saylor family, but 10 News has learned...
As a result of this, everyone in that car lost their lives that night. The worst part about it is that the car wasn't even theirs. It was a loaner given to them by a nearby Lexus dealership. It was reported that the vehicle had reached a top speed of 120 miles per hour before crashing into a Ford Explorer and jumping off an embankment near the Mission Gorge Road intersection at the end of Highway 125. Witnesses claimed that the vehicle was thrown nearly 100 feet into the air before crashing into the ground and bursting into flames. After the incident, it was reported that the Explorer driver had suffered minor injuries and was promptly treated at a nearby hospital. For the family, it was believed that the accelerator had become stuck due to an engineering oversight in Lexus models that included rubber floor mats. After a myriad of other incidents related to this, Lexus eventually rolled out numerous recalls from the span of 2009 to 2011, most of which being related to the accelerator pedal. The sheer amount of issues in affected vehicles are staggering too. On your screen is a list of the recalls they'd sent out, and as you can see, a ton of them are related to the brakes or the accelerator pedal. By the end of it, over 5.2 million vehicles were affected, and in hindsight, it's safe to say that anyone driving a Lexus model from 2009
Well, I won't be getting a
to
Lexus
2011
anytime
were
soon.
rightfully on edge. The families of the victims eventually filed numerous lawsuits against Toyota, and as a result, they eventually came to a $10 million settlement. No matter how you slice it though, no amount of money can bring someone back from a design failure that they had no control over. They didn't deserve to die that day, and his final 911 call will forever remain cemented into internet history as one of the most disturbing real-world examples of a simple weekend drive that shouldn't have ended the way it had.
Man, these have been pretty hard hitting.
It's 7:23 a.m. on the morning of September 29th of 2016. Passacack Valley Line Train 1614 departs the Spring Valley Station in New York, heading southbound for the Hoboken Station in New Jersey. One way, the trip takes about an hour by train, and on board that morning were an estimated 250 passengers. The ride itself is mostly okay, with nothing seeming awry. Time begins to pass, and train-goers await the day of work ahead of them. "8:45 a.m.
Oh man, Good Lettuce was watching on YouTube. I just noticed.
The train's
Come on a
approaching its
train.
destination.
Shout out Good
Being one of
Lettuce.
the busiest travel
Thanks,
hubs
homie.
in the region, Hoboken Station was lively as expected. The train approaches the terminal, and where it's typically required to stop, it doesn't. It maintains its full speed and crashes through the buffer stop at the end of the rail, causing passengers to be thrown throughout the cabin
Was this
and forced
Ohio?
into a manic frenzy with no clue on how to process it. "We just kept going and going, no braking, no nothing," Jamie Weatherhead Saul claims. The moment feels like an eternity, at least until gravity does what it does. The train comes to a halt past the rails and up against the terminal wall, and the normally busy and lively train station is now temporarily declared a disaster area. On this day, 114 passengers are injured and one loses their life. September 29th is now forever associated with the tragedy that should not have happened.
Jesus.
While this event is tragic in and of itself, on the internet and through word of mouth, the mystery surrounding it is merely beginning to take root. Let's back up.
Good morning from the wires of Associated Press and the WKTV.
It's one day prior, the 28th. A central New York TV station named WKTV was broadcast on the usual 6 p.m. lineup. During a commercial break, however,
Okay, Sammy.
peculiar would overtake their station. Let's have a look.
What the hell? Wow, that's fucking weird.
Civil authorities have issued a hazardous materials warning for the United States, effective until September 29th, 2:16 a.m. Would you, could you, on a train? Interesting.
Hey,
Not
good day,
only did they
Zarzy.
appear
How
to
you
be hacked,
doing?
But of all things, it referenced a Dr. Seuss quote about a train, and the timing is striking. Immediately after, WKTV puts out numerous statements.
So, if anybody missed that, this big train derailment happened in New Jersey. Like, hundreds died. And I think he said, like, the day before, this weird, like, emergency broadcast came on the news saying that there's a hazardous materials warning for the United States. And then said, would you, could you, on a train. Very weird and kind of chilling.
from their Twitter. If you were watching our 6 p.m. newscast, you saw a hazardous materials warning message. There is no such warning. It was a technical error. And later that night, from their website. If you were watching our newscast around 6:17 p.m. or at 10:38 p.m., you may have seen a hazardous materials warning crawl across your screen. There is no such warning. The message was an automated test which was not intended for public display. This message originated from FEMA as a test and had the national location code in it. Tests should not have that code as it's automatically retransmitted. We've contacted the New York State Broadcasters Association, who administers the emergency alert system in New York.
FEMA.
We're working with FEMA to resolve this. Our apologies for the confusion this may have caused. In total, there wasn't one, but 2 of these alerts. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find footage of them separately. However, it's safe to assume that they were either the exact same or very similar. Interestingly, if we pick apart their wording, WKTV is mostly pinning the blame on FEMA, the Government Disaster Relief Program. An interesting claim, but perhaps that's all it was.
My fat cat is
One
off
day
my
later,
keyboard. Now he's
as the
chewing
train
on a
crash
dirty
occurs,
t-shirt.
WKTV
Hey, you gotta
releases
do what you
yet
gotta do.
another statement containing an update. FEMA replied that they did not send this out. They'll launch a full investigation into how their codes were hacked. WKTV seems to be the only target of this hack.
Smells like a conspiracy
For now,
to me.
we've disabled the codes in our decoder that trigger this alert. If there's a real national alert, we'll still receive it from the local radio stations we're assigned to monitor. WKTV will cooperate fully with FEMA, providing information about our hardware, software, and internet access, and will provide log files from our devices. This information will be helpful to FEMA to track down the source of this hack. Oddly, around the same time that this was happening, other videos began to crop up showing strange alerts that had happened in places around the United States. While these are indeed strange and do hint at the possibility of a system-wide hack, the incident that occurred on WKTV was the only one of its kind to include this unusual Dr. Seuss quote. Unfortunately though, to this day, the origin and motive of why this happened or who did it has remained unsolved. Of all the entries I've covered thus far on disturbing things, this is one of the most bewildering. Understandably, since this occurred, conspiracy theories have cropped up all over the internet, theorizing on the potential of the train operator being complicit and entertaining the idea that the crash was somehow planned by some external party. While I personally don't subscribe to these, what I do find highly unusual is the timing, and I don't think I'll ever be able to shake that.
Very odd indeed.
An audible simulation. Mother Nature's wrath.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Baba Booey. That's
disturbing plea for help.
That's an awfully big coinky dink. That was broadcast the day before a big train derailment like that. Oh shit, what's going on? Oh, we got an old tape. What's this, Resident Evil? What the? Wow, I thought this was going off. This is wild. A bonus item. Okay, next bro. Oh god, don't fuck with me. The man in the monitor? Oh shit.
It's the 23rd of February 2017. A criminal trespassing incident occurs in Billings Heights, Montana. Case number 17.12420. The local police department takes to Facebook soon after to ask for the public's help in tracking down this mysterious individual that, considering what he'd done, is every parent's worst nightmare. The Billings Police Department is asking for the public to be aware of an incident that took place last week in the Billings Heights. On the above date and time, officers responded to a possible burglary in progress. The female resident reported to officers that she observed a male subject in her infant daughter's bedroom on the baby monitor.
Shit.
The victim said she immediately went to her daughter's bedroom, removed her daughter, and left the residence. When officers arrived, the residence and neighborhood were searched, but the suspect was not located. The victim said that the baby monitor is synced to her cell phone. The baby monitor is motion activated and took the attached photo of the suspect, which alerted her cell phone. And that photo is this one.
Oh, what the fuck?
To date, this mysterious intruder has never been found.
Wow. Yeah, I'd shit myself. The Ringmaster.
The world can be a depressing, creepy, and disturbing place, and tonight's topics encapsulated that. You and I just dove into 6 disturbing things from around the internet. I hope you all enjoyed this, and if you have any further submissions for this series, feel free to submit them to the show's inbox at dtfaisubmissions@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon. I love you all. And good night.
Man. Alright, we got a couple more that I'm going to save for the next stream because, to be quite honest, I'm feeling worse than I did when I started physically. Just feeling very fatigued and stuffed up. And I think my body's telling me I need to rest a little bit more to get over this flu. But thanks everybody who came in and showed up, showed some love, and watched these fucked up videos with me. Thanks Sabby, thanks Baba Booey, thanks for popping in Zarzi. No, it's not COVID. I got tested for COVID and it's negative. It's just the flu that I'm getting over. Much clown love, Thick Wicked. We're gonna go over to Keegan the Creep. He's got his subathon still going strong. Let's show him some love. He had a nice little Tinder date on his Twitch stream today. That seemed to go pretty well. And yeah, I'm glad you had spoopy fun, Thick Wicked. As always, JSN for life, bitch. In fact, let's go ahead and shout out JSN before I leave. Fat Cat fell asleep and you're finally free, Baba Booey. Well, I'm glad he was able to hold your ransom for my stream at least. Alright, raid Keegan the Creep. This always does this invalid username shit to me. Let me hop over to my actual dashboard here. I don't know why Twitch be fucking with me like this lately. But, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Friday I will conclude this, disturbing videos from around the internet. And I'll see y'all then. Raid should be starting now. Hopefully. Yes, there we go. Alright, much clown love, y'all. Whoop whoop. And clown love as always.